Bitcoin is three things. Bitcoin is a technology. Bitcoin is a network, and Bitcoin is also a cryptocurrency. Now, Bitcoin as a technology is not regulated. Much like the internet, the Bitcoin network could be considered a public good. First, Bitcoin is decentralized, which means no entity or group has the power to block or censor the use of the network. Second, Bitcoin is its own asset, backed by its own scarcity and the demand for it. There is no entity that holds assets that give Bitcoin value. Lastly, Bitcoin is permissionless, meaning anyone in any part of the world has the ability to enter and exit the network without requiring permission.
After 25 years of the internet, it still takes 3 to 5 days to send money from here to a country that's not in Europe. A giant network of centralized, closed, corrupt systems that are sucking money out of the poorest people on this planet. Imagine what happens if you bring banking to an app, to a $20 Android, to everyone who has a smartphone. 3.5 to 4 billion people are on the internet today. Just over 1 billion people of those have banking. We're going to bring it to the other 6 billion fast.
Gold is a store of value. Bitcoin is an entire network, right? One aspect of what Bitcoin is a store of value. That's another reason I don't understand all the constant comparisons to gold, because you're limiting what it is. And if you say to an investor, oh, it's just digital gold, they're like, no, it's not. And that's it. But if you say to them, this is an invention akin to the invention and discovery of electricity, or the invention of the combustible engine, then they're like, what are you talking about? It's just digital gold, you said. No, it's not. That's one little aspect of what Bitcoin is. This Satoshi's white paper solved the Byzantine generals problem. That's a big deal. No one else was able to solve that problem. The mechanics of how Bitcoin works is very complex, but it's an unbelievable creation. What have we had that turns energy into security?
"10,000 years, look at what humanity has accomplished. I mean, we've gone from the swamps to the stars. We've literally put a robot on Mars. Humanity is incredibly creative, incredibly innovative. We're just in the very beginning, and most people don't have any idea what they're doing. They don't even know what Bitcoins are. And there are really only two things in this life that are strictly limited in amount. One is time, and the other is Bitcoin, which means that you want to increase your balance sheet in terms of Satoshis, because you can buy almost an unlimited amount of other people's time if you have enough Satoshis.
Bitcoin is the first hard money ever that separates the state from money. That's never been possible before in the history of humans on planet Earth. Bitcoin has no top. There is no ultimate price for Bitcoin because the US dollar ultimately has no bottom. You want hard money, something that can't be printed. So that's the only way to escape the printers. They're going to keep printing trillions and trillions. So you want something that they can't print. As Voltaire once said, all paper money returns to its intrinsic value, and that is zero. So this has been known for hundreds of years. You can't run an economy on paper money.
Satoshi implemented a maximum supply of Bitcoin so it would mirror an inflation rate similar to gold. Another characteristic Satoshi programmed into Bitcoin are what's called halving events. Halving refers to the reduction in Bitcoin block rewards issued to miners by half. The advantage of having a fixed supply is that Bitcoin's inflation rate will eventually reach 0% once the last Bitcoin has been mined. A fixed supply and high demand creates scarcity.
People, humans, can't think in kind of exponential terms. We're very bad at that. We can only think linear, slow, steady progression. Our minds are almost not really capable of computing the way that things like Bitcoin tend to increase in value. I think we're going to see potentially eye-watering sums of money for the price of just one individual Bitcoin.
I mean, I think the reality is that, look, the last few million coins of Bitcoin are obviously going to cost more energy than the first, 18 million. But in the grand scheme of things, again, this is something that, in Bitcoin parlance, people say hodl. You buy it, you hold it, you put it away. I think it will create an enormous power redistribution, and it will push power, it'll push financial accessibility to the edges, to billions and billions of people.
It's done extraordinarily well. I mean, its rise, I described it as like algorithmic. Like, if you look at its price pattern in log form, especially if you put the halving points on there, it looks like a machine just kind of slowly increasing, quickly increasing its market cap. But on that log chart, it's like this steady kind of heartbeat going up over time, every 4 years. Even just to be a digital gold, just as a digital store of value that can't be debased, I mean, that alone is potentially a multi-trillion-dollar market cap.
When I look at almost every time horizon, going from a month, that would be the shortest I'd look at, a month out to 100 years, Bitcoin looks like it's going to be everything for the time being. Great, that's a home run opportunity.
Lots of people want to minimize what's going on here, or they're afraid. They're in fear to actually come out and say what they believe.
Mike, they don't understand yet. People are, it's like, as you suddenly get to that point where it's like, oh Christ, I get it now. You kind of think you get it for a while, then you question yourself, then you sort of get it, then you realize you know nothing, and then you come to the epiphany, is not knowing anything about it apart from one core set of things, that this is superior to anything else around it, and it could be an entire ecosystem, a whole structure. That's all you need to know. After that, it's like, okay, I got hard money with upside. Brilliant.
So now we're sitting here waiting to see how long it's going to take for all the other rational actors in the world to come to the same conclusion.
Exactly right.